Do you know what this is? Have you seen one before? Any guesses? Well, it's a wrench specifically made to remove oil filters on cars. If you knew what it was, kudos to you. If you didn't, don't worry. Most people don't have a clue what it is, I would argue. So the other day I changed oil in one of our vehicles here at home. I changed the oil and the air filters. And I don't do this because I need to do it necessarily by myself. I could hire someone to do it, but the thing is I want to do it. And I want to talk about this for a second. And a funny side note is that meanwhile I was crawling under the car, as you do when you change oil in the car, a woman passed me with a dog. And it was like she was seeing a ghost or something. That's how uncommon this sight is nowadays. And the thing is, when I was young, which is starting to be a long time ago actually, this was common practice. People serviced their cars by themselves. They changed from winter to summer tires, as we do here, by themselves. Most of the home, renovations were made by yourself. That was very common. But today, it's a completely different story. You can even get people to come home to you to assemble your IKEA furniture. Well, that's humanity for you. But the thing is with me wanting to do this, A, I know how to do it. B, I was taught how to do it. And C, maybe most importantly, I am afraid of becoming obsolete. I'm afraid of becoming obsolete for my family, becoming obsolete for my community, but also becoming obsolete to myself. And I want you to think about that, the importance of that. Because, like I said, I could easily hire a guy to do it. Probably, if you count hours or time I did it, maybe even cheaper, arguably. I doubt it, however. But in this particular case, this wrench here, which you put around the oil filter and just twist. Very genius construction. I found this at a flea market, loppis as we call it in Sweden. And I think I paid like 50 cents for it, 5 kroners. And this was probably, this is very cheap of course, this was probably because the seller of this particular object hadn't a clue what it was. Just a trinket for something obscure, And this kind of makes me sad to think about, because people don't fix things the same way anymore. And this is problematic in a number of ways. Most people just discard things and buy new things, meanwhile filling the landfills and graping Mother Nature. I kind of feel that it's both killing our environment, but also our own, capabilities. I think this is a bigger problem than people kind of realize. Back in the day, you actually took care of your things. You didn't just discard them. And I've talked on this channel about the Drengr mindset, or being a Drengr, a proper man of conduct and capability, a man you could trust. If he gave you his word, you could trust it. But he was also capable of fending for his family and community and kin. And I actually think that being able to do things to the best of your knowledge or capability is absolutely pivotal to be a Drengr. You cannot be a Drengr meanwhile outsourcing your life to everyone else. And I've talked about my father on this channel a couple of times, and unfortunately he passed. Fins and alcohol and all that jazz. It's not a good blend, but he was indeed a very, very capable man. He knew how to weld, which was the occupation he took on when he moved to Sweden. But he was also, a guy that could fix anything. And I was one of the lucky ones to actually have some trickle-down effects from him. He taught me a lot of things, how to set windows in houses and how to do simple maintenance on vehicles and how to fix my moped and all of those things. But compared to him, I'm basically useless. But at the same time, I'm way more practically inclined than most of the people I know. I fixed some things in back in time, and people have acted like they've seen a ghost, like I mentioned, or I used some kind of rune magic to fix it. But in the end of the day, it's common knowledge, and I think it's very important that you keep yourself capable for your family, for your community, but not the least to yourself, because the worst thing is that you could mess something up, right? But it's well worth it when you figure it out. I promise you. So make sure to stay capable, no matter what discipline we're talking about. And I promise you, you will be a better Drengr. Okay. Have a lovely day, folks. Talk to you later. Tyrdom out.